Hey everyone, I hope you're all really well. Today we're going to work through a bit of a full body flow that will hopefully leave you feeling super elongated and active in the back body especially. So we're going to be working towards back bending, but rather than back bending being the focus is going to be on opening up and activating the relevant parts of the body. There might be moments of discomfort, but please try to ascertain which areas are beneficial discomfort, so that sort of progressive pain, rather than unbeneficial discomfort, so where our body is telling us to stop. So we're going to make a start on all fours. Stack your shoulders above your wrists, your hips above your knees. Really root down through both hands and find a slight grip, a slight clasp of your fingertips. Reach through the crown of your head and pull the belly button back. Take a big inhale here and a long exhale. On your next inhale, let the belly drop, send the sit bones up towards the sky, press the heart forwards and take the gaze out long, finding this arch through your spine. And as you exhale, activate the glutes slightly as you send them down towards the back of the knees. Hug the front body towards the back body, chin to chest. Inhaling once again, let the tailbone go high, let the belly drop. Press the heart forwards, take the gaze out long. And as you exhale, pull the belly button back. Slight squeeze of the glutes as you send them down towards the back of the knees. Press through your hands, draw your chin to your chest. Good. One more like this. Inhaling. We open up through the front of the body. And exhaling. We dome and round. Beautiful. Come back to find your neutral spine here. Press down firmly through your left hand. Use a breath in to reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, thread your right arm underneath the left, bending through the left elbow, and really stretch the right fingertips as far across as you can. Inhale to unravel, re-extending the right arm up. Exhale to thread right arm underneath the left. Bend through the left elbow as you stretch the right fingertips as far across as you can. Last one like this. Working with the breath. Good. And then place the right hand back next to the left. Working onto the other side. We breathe in to extend the left arm up to the sky. We breathe out to thread left arm underneath the right, bending through the right elbow, hovering above the mat. Good. Two more. Exhaling to contract as you stretch the left fingertips across. Inhale to expand. Last one. And then slowly unraveling, placing the left hand down to meet the right. Beautiful, guys. Tuck your right toes under, slide the right foot to the back of the mat. Switch on your right glute to float the right leg up. And as you exhale, step the right foot wide and high of your right hand. You can patter the fingertips forward so that they're in line with that right foot. And maybe you'd like to slide the left knee back. Squeeze that left glute as you start to press the chest forwards, taking the gaze out long. And try not to let those shoulders sneak up and around the ears. Good. Place both hands down onto the mat. On your next exhale, a little bit of a funky transition, we're going to start to bring the hips back and at the same time step your right foot out wide, a little bit like we would in a gate pose. Let the hips continue to glide back towards that left heel, feeling that stretch down the inside of your right thigh. Good. As you inhale, lift the hips back up. Step the right foot wide and high of the right hand. So coming back into that lizard pose. Two more like this. Exhale. Switch on the muscles in the outside of your right glute. Float that right leg up and wide. Glide the hips back. Working with your breath. Bringing it forwards into that lizard lunge. Last one. Awesome. Bring it forwards into your lizard lunge. Pausing for an extra breath here. And then tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee up. Take a little bit of a rock forwards and backwards. Again, prioritizing that length along the spine and really pressing the chest forwards. And then ground down firmly through both hands. Really press the earth away from you so that you can start to pull the belly button back and float the right foot back to meet the left, coming to find your downward facing dog. Settle in here, really rooting down through both hands. Don't worry about straightening through the legs. Just try to really think about pressing the sit bones up towards the sky. On your next inhale, ripple your weight forwards, coming into a high plank, shoulders above wrists. Pause for a moment here, pull the belly button back, slight squeeze of the glutes. As you exhale, let the knees drop down, pull the elbows into the side body and lower it down using that exhale. Untuck your toes, reach the fingertips around behind you, interlacing them into a fist. Press the pubic bone down against the mat, squeeze the glutes, really try and press down firmly through the tops of the feet, and then use an inhale to start peeling the chest up off the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and see if you can float the fist away from your bum. Good. On your next exhale, keep the chest lifted, but release the bind of your hands. Let the hands drop down either side of your rib cage, and then gently press it back up into your tabletop position. Readjust your stance as much as you need to, and then tuck your left toes under, slide that left foot to the back of the mat. Hover your left foot up off the mat by squeezing that left glute, and then step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Take a moment to just adjust your stance as much as you need to. Left knee is roughly stacked above the left ankle. Lengthen the spine, press the chest forwards and relax your shoulders. Beautiful. Feel yourself settling into this shape here and just observe any areas that are perhaps feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Good. Whenever you're ready, press down firmly through both hands. Start to shift the weight back. Pick your left foot up, slide it out wide. Hopefully you haven't got shelves in the way like me, and press your hips back towards your heels. Good. As you inhale, bring the hips forward, step the left foot wide of the left hand, coming back into that lizard lunge. Good. 2 more like this, guys. Work with your breath. Take your time. Find that fluidity to each movement. Good. Bringing it forwards into your lizard lunge. Last one. Amazing. Stepping it forwards into your lizard. Pausing for an extra breath here. And then tuck your back toes under, press down firmly through both hands. Take a little bit of a rock forwards and backwards here if you would like to, further releasing into those hips, and then really push down through the hands. Find that protraction, that activation across your shoulder blades, and step your left foot back to meet your right. Big breath here. Settle into the shape. On your next inhale, come up onto tippy toes, undulate the spine forwards into your high plank. Soften through the knees and the tailbone high as you press the hips all the way up and back into your downward dog. One more like this. Inhale, we ripple forwards into our high plank. Think cat pose through the spine. And as you exhale, think cow pose with the spine as you send the hips high, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, we come forwards into our high plank once again. Exhale, let the knees drop down, hug the elbows in, and lower it all the way down onto your belly. Beautiful. Untuck the toes, reach the hands behind you. Option to change the interlace of your fist, so opposite thumb on top. Same principles apply. Press down through the pubic bones, strong legs, pull the inner thighs towards each other as you push down through the top of the feet and use a breath in to start peeling the chest up off the mat. Good. This time, keep the upper body lifted. Switch on the glutes even more and see if you can float the feet up. Good. On your next exhale, flex through the feet. Allow the toes to drop down. So the toes are tucked under, chest is still lifted. And then release the bind of the hands. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Take a breath in here to press down firmly through both hands, peeling the spine up off the mat. And really try to firm through your legs so that you can lift the tops of the thighs up as well. So we're in this upward facing dog, strong glutes. Ground down through your left toes, lift the right foot up and point the right toes towards the back of the mat. On your next exhale, push through the hands, send that right leg high, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, step your right foot forwards next to the right thumb. Back knee lowers, keep the toes untucked. As you inhale, rise up into your low lunge, squeezing those inner thighs together. As you exhale, bend through the elbows, cactus through the arms, press the chest forwards. Good. Slowly start to draw the hips back towards the back of the mat. Extend through the arms and extend through the legs. All of them are reaching towards the back of the mat. Peel the right toes up off the mat. Don't worry about keeping your right leg straight. You can always keep a little micro bend here. Good. Really try and push your chest towards the front of the mat as you simultaneously reach the fingertips towards the back. Awesome. On your next inhale, glide forwards briefly through your low lunge. Toes are still tucked under at the back. Lift the back knee up and rise into your high lunge. Beautiful. Pause here. Feel the weight dropping down through both feet. And as you exhale, start to draw the hips back once again as you extend through your right leg. Fingertips can drop down either side of your right foot. Again, don't worry about fully extending this right leg. That's not the aim here, but think about pulling the right hip back. As you inhale, try and lengthen your heart down towards your toes. And as you exhale, soften and melt down. Good, 2 more like this. Inhale to ripple the chest towards the toes, lifting the gaze slightly. And exhaling to soften and melt down. Awesome, last one. Beautiful. Ground down firmly through both hands. Push the earth away from you. So get this doming across the top of your back. Try and compress your thigh towards your upper body and then slide the right foot back to meet the left, coming into your downward facing dog. Awesome, guys. On your next inhale, ripple it forwards into your high plank. As you exhale, soften the knees, send the tailbone high, press the hips all the way up and back. Good, 1 more like this. Inhaling, ripple it forwards, high plank, dome through the spine, and exhale, press the hips back. Good. On your next inhale, come forwards into your high plank. This time, coming down through a chaturanga onto the belly, option to lower the knees or shift the weight forwards. Take your time, slow it down, and release the hips and the chest down at the same time. Beautiful. Untucking the toes, reaching the hands behind you, interlace them into a fist. Use your breath in to really activate the whole back body, pressing down through the legs, pressing down through the hips, and start to peel your chest away from the mat. Once again, start to float those feet also. So really trying to work every single muscle all the way down the back body. And then flex your toes. So pull the toes up towards the shins and let the toes reconnect with the mat. Chest stays lifted. Release the bind of your hands. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Use a breath in to press down firmly through both hands and slowly start to lift up into your floating upward dog. Really try not to let the shoulders squeeze up around the ears. Pull your upper arms in towards your chest and press the chest forwards. Glutes stay strong. Bring the weight into your right hand side or your right foot. Float the left foot up and point your left toes. Good, guys, keep breathing. As you exhale, push through both hands. Send that left foot all the way up into your three-legged dog. And as you exhale, take your time to step your left foot up and in between your hands. Right knee connects with the mat. We use our inhale to rise up into our low lunge. Take your time. As you exhale, bend through the elbows, cactus the arms, chest is lifted and proud. And as you exhale, start to draw the hips back, extend through the left leg and reach the fingertips towards the back of the mat. So we're finding this slight bow of the upper body, but I want you to keep the chest really lifted, elongating that chest towards the front of the mat. Good. On your next inhale, rebend through the front knee, lift the back knee up, rising up into your high lunge. Settling in here, keep squeezing those inner thighs together. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, extend through that left leg and allow the upper body to drop down over the thigh. Fingertips at either side of the left foot. Inhale, we press the chest forwards, finding that length through the spine. And exhale to soften and melt down. Good, 2 more like this. Keep that back heel lifted. Keep pulling the inner thighs together and hug the left hip back. Last one. Beautiful. Ground down firmly through both hands. Press the earth away from you. Really try and lift the back body up towards the ceiling and then step your left foot back to meet the right. Good job, guys. Take a big breath in through your nose and open the mouth, release it out. Take a slightly shorter stance in your downward facing dog. So step the feet slightly further forwards. Really root down firmly through both feet. And we're going to take some little froggy jumps here. So bend through your knees, press the hips towards your heels and let the knees come out nice and wide. And then imagining that your mat is a trampoline, really press down firmly through both hands and see if you can stack the hips above the shoulders. Landing back in that little froggy stance, we're just going to do 4 more. Don't worry about how high you can lift your hips. Just really root down through those hands. Last 2. Last one. And then this time, on the last one, step the feet or hop the feet a little bit wide, all the way up to the front of the mat, coming to find your yogi squat or malasana. Toes are pointed out, heels are pointed in. Gather your hands at heart center, press the knees out wide and try and find length through the spine. Good. Perhaps let the eyes come down to a close. What are you experiencing right now? What do you feel in your body? Are there areas of discomfort? And if there are, how are they feeling for you? Beautiful. Slowly release from your yogi squat. Let the sit bones drop down to the mat. Feet come to hip width apart. Reach the hands forwards. Press down firmly through both feet. We're going to lower for 5. For 4. Lower back first. For 3. For 2, for 1, pause just before your shoulder blades hit the earth. We're going to take just 20 pulses here. So simply lifting up, contracting the core and lowering back down for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Pull the belly button back, 13, 12, 11, 10. Very small movement, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way down onto your back. Beautiful, guys. We're going to finish our practice today with a couple of rounds of bridge. So pull the heels in towards your bum, just so that you can nearly tickle the heels. Don't worry if you can't quite. Arms are down by your side. Press down firmly through the big toe and the little toe especially. Really push down through your sacrum and the back of the rib cage. Slight arch in the lower back is what we're looking for, just so that we can honor the natural curve of our spine. Arms are down by your side, spread out and wide through all 10 fingertips. And keep the chest really open and broad. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, pull your belly button back, send the tailbone down towards the back of your knees and slowly start to peel the spine all the way up. Good. Keep pushing down firmly through both hands. Imagine you've got a small little ball in between your knees and you're pressing them towards each other. Good, one more breath here. And then exhale to slowly release all the way back down. Amazing. Take a big breath in here. And as you exhale, once again, start to pull your pubic bone up towards the belly button. Peel the spine all the way up off the mat. Ground down evenly through all four corners of your feet. Option to stay lifted this time and perhaps interlace the hands underneath your bum. Tuck the shoulders underneath you so that you have a little bit more space to really puff up through your chest. Squeeze those glutes as much as you can and keep pulling your belly button back. So hug the front body towards the back body. Take 2 more breaths here. And as you exhale, release the bind of your hands. Shuffle the shoulder blades a little bit wider and then take your time to slowly start lowering all the way back down onto your back. Good. Just settle into a place of stillness here for a couple of moments. Perhaps letting the eyes come down to a close. When we're in stillness, it is much easier for us to really connect with what is going on, what sensations we are experiencing and feeling. Beautiful, guys. Ground down firmly through both feet and just shuffle your hips slightly further towards the left-hand side. Draw your knees halfway up towards your chest, cactus through your arms, and allow the knees to drop down to the right-hand side. Take your time, make sure that you're lowering with control through the core, and just allow this twist to be completely passive here. Think about dropping that left shoulder blade down to the earth, maybe following the left arm with your gaze. And then when you're ready, return the gaze and the knees to center. Take your time. Let both feet drop back down to the mat so that you can lift the hips up and slide them over to the right-hand side this time. Bring your knees about 50% in towards your chest and then allow them to drop down towards the left-hand side. You can keep looking up towards the sky or take the gaze over your right arm, whichever works best for you. Beautiful. Slowly coming back to center once again. Reconnect the soles of the feet with the mat so that you can just realign the hips. And then hug the knees up towards your chest. Interlace the hands at the top of the shins. And then really press down through your sacrum and also press down through your shoulder blades. Keep that length through the spine. You might experience a little bit of compression on your hip creases. That's okay. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, start to contract through your core. Start to lift the shoulder blades away from the mat. Draw the forehead towards the knees and the knees towards the forehead. Good. Last 2 breaths here. And as you exhale, release the hands. Extend the legs to the bottom corners of the mat. Let the arms come down by your side. Allow the feet to completely relax and flop. Let the arms and the hands soften and open. Bring your eyes down to a close. And just simply step into the role of the observer. Observe what you are feeling and experiencing right now. But try not to analyze or judge any of that feedback. Just simply observe. Just simply watch. You don't need to do anything with those sensations or with that feedback. Just simply watch. This Shavasana is there for you to really absorb your practice. So please don't rush through it. Take all the time you need and all the time that you have. Thank you so much for moving with me today. Make sure that you offer yourself gratitude and love, and I will see you all again very soon. Namaste.